and welcome to Critical Tumble, where a bunch of absolute internet nerds transcend geography through the power of Discord to play Dungeons and Dragons, and critically fumble a lot. Honestly, yeah, kinda. Currently the Cupcake Coterie and, recently resurrected Asimar Barbarian, because reasons, are, navigating the gauntlet of trials, to enter the Temple of Nerull. They're kind of hoping that somewhere in the vicinity of the trials they are going to run into the Amphisbaena, because it seems to make sense, there to get the poison that they require for the eventual dragon slaying weapon or weapons, depending. They do already have their living acid, by virtue of having cut a gelatinous cube into, like, jello chunks. And are currently kind of half having a breather after pretty much literally actually having a breather after some of them having been throttled by undead hands. Not all of them, however, because reasons. So essentially you've got Alice sort of going, when I first approached you guys and said I want to come kill something with you, I was in it for, like, big monsters and big physical challenges, not existential crises and being in the direct view, not always in a good way, of at least one god.
Trust
well.
me, this isn't how I'd expected things to go either.
Yeah, you have a dragon-related goal, as far as I can tell, though.
It could
Well,
be going
yeah.
worse currently.
Yeah.
You had to say it. You had to say it.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not what I expected. It's interesting. I think
Keeps you on your toes.
yeah, see, the thing is, I was going for hunter, not adventurer. Adventurers are the ones who do the weird shit.
I hear you.
But never mind, here we are. Or is everybody who got, like, throttled to very brief everybody's okay, right?
I think.
Yes.
Physically, I'm alright.
Oh, good, because that was less than pleasant on any number of levels.
You're telling me. You alright then,
I'm all right as I ever am.
So no then.
We agreed to
Stop
him.
it.
That's about
I
all we
wasn't
can
going
do.
to put it that way, but if you insist.
I kid.
Yeah, he doesn't. I am just saying. No, it's basically just I want to make absolutely sure that everybody's ready before we go up against whatever's next, because I can't imagine that it's going to be, well, no, not really. I mean, currently we're going for, oh god. Sorry, I've been looking for a token, and what I found was Fairy Dragon. Pink, unfortunately.
Ah,
No, I do. Oh, actually, hang on.
What,
I
what,
found something better.
you're kidding.
Green.
Which is now perfect.
Which is now
Indeed.
perfect. At the time, it would have been closest I could get, but now it's kind
That's
of.
wonderful.
Yay!
That makes me happy. Although now I'm wondering if some of these tokens could be exported and then recolored.
Probably. I'd have to muck around with it. I'm not going to muck around with it right now, however.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Because we have things.
Anyway.
So, everyone ready to move on?
Well, yeah.
It's
I'll
like
ever
the man says, ready as I'll ever be, I guess. I know how this is going to sound, but I'm kind of just hoping we get to kill something at some point in the not too distant
You and me
future.
both.
Yeah, to be fair, I did probably hit more things today than you. Not your fault, though.
I know.
Small
Location,
spaces,
location.
Indeed.
Yeah, that.
indeed. And space, too.
Yeah, well, like we all said at the time, we don't really want we don't really want people getting shot.
No, but I mean,
Can we
if
open?
it's
Can we go ahead?
yeah. No, I thought we were still like walking.
Well, there's not that much space to actually walk. You guys are there, and you come
Mm-hmm.
to bonk, another alcove with again a door to your right and a door straight ahead.
Onwards around the circle, and I'm headed for whatever the next door is.
Okay.
Well, whichever one opens, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
the one in the front does open. Let me just area. Yep.
I'm forgetting. Did we ever check for traps in the previous doors?
No.
We haven't been checking for traps at all.
No.
Perhaps we should do that.
Well, you've already opened it now, so.
Yep.
Oh,
Too
God.
late.
Oh no.
I've walked on in.
Same. Right behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bow in my hand, and I follow.
Pit taking up the rear, I guess, stepping immediately to the side, so if I have to blast something, no one's in the way.
Oh, you are fucking kidding me. Shit. Never mind. Okay. Okay, what's everybody's passive perception?
Mine
That's a good
is
question.
11 for me.
18.
11.
11.
13.
Oh no.
13.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
For what we are about to receive,
Yeah, okay. And for the time being, what I think I'm going to do is roll initiative for you coming into the room, because I'm going to assume that you guys effectively actually select the move. You all would have sort of crammed yourself as much as possible in there.
Here, let me close my character sheet. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're kind of off to the back. So if people would
Whoa.
who's moving tokens? What's going on?
That just moved by itself. It's on my screen.
Yeah, that's
Mine, the others, yeah, the only one I'm moving is mine.
don't move
Oh.
yours.
Yeah.
That's
you
why
don't
I
move now.
asked.
Right.
Because
Sorry.
I was moving it to show, where you would have progressed to when you hit the door that you did open without checking it for traps. So
Anyway.
at this stage, I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh no.
All right.
Here we go.
10.
12.
Initiation.
16.
12.
Um, so
18.
16.
Oh Lord, where'd my notebook go? That's a problem.
I'm assuming.
I tidied and now I can't find anything.
I'm
Oh,
assuming
don't you
going
hate that?
between the two of us. I'm assuming Froseth is probably going to wind up going first.
Well, it's a high attack, so yeah.
Well, I actually would have. Well, yeah. To be fair, it's also a movement speed thing.
That was where I was going with it.
Okay, so that's. There we go. Okay. So. Darvin. I imagine Nye would probably end up going first of the initiative tie between Remy and Nye, just because armor kind of slows the movement a little bit. Not much, but enough. For crying out loud. So that's. Let's see. Actually, to be fair, Remy would probably insist on going first because she's got the shield. So we'll go with that.
And she's probably closer to whatever just happened.
Well, it depends from which side it came.
Well, given Darvin and I are the dumbasses who just went right in.
Fair point.
I was right behind.
Yeah, because you have a complex regarding saving people.
All of you have a complex regarding saving
I was about
one
to
way
say.
or another, and of course, the one with the most of the complex actually does go first. Funnily enough, would be Alice, who, in true barbarian spirit, is just going, yeah, okay, let's go. Oop. So that's 5, 10, 20. Oh shit. Okay. That I kept forgetting how fast barbarians can move. Okay, this is not going to be fun.
Wow.
Well, she motored. It's 40 feet. It's not that much, but at the same time, oh, that's 2 bite attacks. Shit. 1 misses. Great. Awesome. Okay, so she barges in and out of the wall, because you guys did not check for traps, and when you open that fucking door, you undid the latch on the thing. So out, I mean, from what you can see around the curve is, you know the snakes in the peanut brittle can gag.
Boing.
Boing! Yeah, so that would be damage. She really does not have any particular chance to dodge at that point. So that's.
I mean, it basically would count as possibly count as a surprise.
It was a surprise round, yes.
Well, there you go.
7. Okay.
Remind me, is there any light around us?
There's a little bit of ambient light. You're not entirely sure where it's coming from.
So we can sort of see.
It's just sort of there.
Okay, so that was 7, 10.
Oh god damn it. Ow. 17, 18, 20. I think I know where this is about to get going.
23, so halved 2. Okay, so that's.
When the DM has to do this much math, you know it's not going to be great.
Well, yeah, between the bite and thankfully she made her Constitution save because Constitution she got, but half damage was 12 poison damage. The aft bite, the nasty one, which unfortunately you guys are not close enough to actually see exactly what happened, that thankfully missed. At which point there's a certain amount of yak. So, yeah, she doesn't have the wings, but she can use her bonus action to rage, but she's not going to yet, because you guys are not in range. So instead, she's just going to take 2 attacks.
Of course, the barbarian walks face first into what we're getting into.
Well, yeah, that hit, so...
I mean, that's kind of what they do.
Yeah, no, I figured it's just, but of course, despite our weirdness as a party, it's the barbarian who inevitably walks face first into the thing, even when it's the smarter person in the.
18.
I mean, could have been worse. Because
Could have been me.
yeah, we fully intended to.
And the second attack. Shade, the snake, from what you can see, you can about see it's got two heads. It's rather large, like as thick around as yeah, at least Froseth's neck plus a bit. So big, long, difficult to adequately gauge when it's basically chucking itself at individual, but thankfully that does mean there's a terrible lot to hit, which it then in fact does. So there's there's not screaming. There's just, you might want to get in here, and flailing axe. So next on the initiative order would be
Ava.
Ava.
Well, hearing that, I run in,
Okay, so 5, 10, 20, 25.
raising my bow as I go.
Yeah, you can get about there, and you do have a clear shot.
Taking my 2 shots. I think I have 2 shots.
You do have 2 shots. You're level 5. You have 2 shots.
So longbow. Oh, can I Hunter's Mark it first?
I'll let you this time. If you forget again,
Sorry.
Don't pull a Vex.
Well, I did remember.
eventually, but you
I
called the
remember before I
you,
rolled.
you did. You called the shot first, however.
Yeah.
Here we go.
That's a 16. For the first attack.
I actually have to check this because I seem to have. How the fuck much did I mess this up? Yeah, 'cause it was supposed to be a little less squishy than I've made it, so I'm just gonna have to borrow stats from something else. This is one of my home brews, so okay.
It's the end. What was that?
I have no idea.
I think that was Ben shifting.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that just hits. Roll damage.
So I just click on.
You click on
In the
longbow.
chat.
Yeah. If you
It's the bit that popped up in the chat, the number. You click below that.
yeah. And you also should have clicked Hunter's Mark. I went through all the trouble of putting that on your sheet. In attacks and spellcasting, and I think we lost
I
her.
think they're frozen.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Well, there we go. I'm rolling her damage for the time being, without getting into her character sheet, which I'd rather not do.
No, I understand.
Although, if the freezing lasts for much longer, I may have to. Awkward pause.
The worst kind.
Yeah, pretty much. It sucks when this happens in the start of a combat round.
Hmm
Hunter's Mark, a bunch.
There we are.
Probably.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, I
There you
see.
go.
Yeah, oh, what happened was her internet went down, but she wasn't
Lag.
sure why it was coming in, so she clicked repeatedly. So I'm
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
take the first one in both cases, which means the good damage and the good hunter's mark.
Sorry.
No, that's totally fine.
Well, the reasonable hunter's mark, so that's 12 points total. Okay, second shot.
Longbow again. 23.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, roll 100 mark. 7.
Okay, so that's okay. Well, you do finally get to see Ava in action. Shoop, shoop, as 2 arrows just punk into this thing's hide. This thing really is rather larger than you might have expected it to be.
It's a lot of snake.
That is in fact, a terrible lot of snake. Next in the queue
Froseth.
would be Froseth. Can you let me?
Sorry.
You constantly do this. I'll get to it in a minute. Sometimes I pause for, emphasis, drama. Thank you. Froseth.
I will close as close as I can with my 40 feet of movement.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you could get. She has 40, you have 40. You can both get right into its face.
You great whooping pair of nonsense people. Our 2 walking buzzsaws in combat.
Or into this thing's faces, as it might be.
Yeah.
that is the other situation. Yes.
That's the operative. Yeah, that's actually a fairly good point.
Okay. Let's see what we can do. We'll start with. That's an at 1.
Oops.
Yeah, this is you were charging through, but you were trying to take a look to see if there was any indication of what of which head was the one with the poison you really needed, and unfortunately you were so focused on that you kind of bashed into Alice. You didn't knock each other over, but she's looking at you with this pre-rage. What the fuck are you doing? You do, however, see that this particular snake is it's black and very, very deep green diamond pattern, and the way you notice it fades from sort of black with green diamonds on one side to green with black diamonds on the other. It's difficult to tell which one of those is supposed to be the one you guys want. Anyway, continue.
Okay. Second attack. 10.
No. This thing is squirmy, and it doesn't really help that Alice is trying to keep it from going boa constrictor. So
Yeah. You know what? I'll use a key point and flurry of blows for 2 unarmed attacks. Hopefully one of those can actually hit it.
There you go.
roll damage.
Process is just like, oh, for fuck's sake! Wham!
That's a terrible lot of bludgeoning damage.
Oof, indeed.
I don't suppose I'm close. I'm like able to see Froseth from here. From
Yeah,
where I am.
you can see through the doorway. Just
Because you're here.
about.
Because nothing like the personal touch, huh, Froseth?
And second attack. Second unarmed.
That hits.
23.
Roll damage.
5.
Okay then. Darvin.
Okay. I am. Well, I can't. I'll move into the room as far as I can. For
Actually,
one.
given your angle, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, you can get back there.
Okay. Um, that
It's
is a
not
lot.
close enough for melee, but
No, but it's a lot closer than I thought. And I am going to. I'm going to hold action. And wait until in case anybody is hit. Well, I don't really know which hit is which, but
why are you holding action for that? If it's cutting words, it's a reaction.
no, I'm not
Oh.
holding for that.
Okay.
I'm going to hold action, and in case anybody drops, I'm going to be ready to hit Aura of Life, so that way, because what I want to do is I can't do unless I'm in melee, so I have to wait. So I'm going to hold action for now in case anybody does drop.
Okay. In which case, Remy.
Remy just runs in. I don't know if she can get into range.
Probably not, but we'll see. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. Oops. 25, 30. Not quite. Darvin's kind of in the way.
Big surprise there. Sorry.
Is that,
And,
and unfortunately, you are not within anything you can do with melee, but
how's this snake looking?
it's dinged, certainly. But
Alright then, Remy will cast Compel Duel.
Nice.
okay, Richard. Whoa, my God, who's typing?
Ben,
Sorry.
I think.
Hey, if you're gonna type on that keyboard, please mute. Thank you very much.
That was echoed.
Okay, so that's wisdom saving throw. What's your modifier for that one? Oh, sorry, what's the what's the DC to beat? So what's your spell save DC?
Oh, spell save. 14.
It has, well, first of all, it has various advantages that, I mean, it basically you're trying to compel two heads. And they both kind of tilt up, look at you. It's like they look at the armor and go, "Fuck that."
I'm,
I'm not gonna try and pop a canned food open with my teeth.
Well,
thanks.
it's not like the ghoul. Remember the ghoul?
Yeah.
Tries to take a bite out of Nora and breaks a tooth.
Yeah, the gas you threw at us was like
yeah, and is there anything else that Remy can do at this point? I think you still have a bonus action, but I don't know if you can do anything ranged.
that was compelled duel.
Don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
you don't
Compel Duel is a bonus
yeah,
action.
you don't but you don't have any ranged actions, I don't think.
No, so I'm good.
Yeah, there's very much a sense of there's a sense of something sort of watching and being kind of concerned about that on your behalf. It fades fairly quickly, but somebody up there's watching. Nye.
5, 10.
Go, Elfman.
I'm going to move up, kind of get next to Ava, if I can, and try at least get to a point where I can see this thing
5,
past
10,
everybody.
15, 20, 20. Unfortunately, with the angle you're at, because you can get, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 is that's about as far as you can get. With the various angles we're working with, there's no way you're gonna be without somebody being in your line of sight right now. And
But
currently you're standing right in front of Ava.
right, and
That's your
but I
full
can,
movement.
yeah. But I can still see Writhing Snake past everybody, yeah?
Remy is shorter than you, so yeah, there's a Froseth in the way.
Right. No, I'm not going to shoot it. I'm going to do something else.
Oh boy.
I'm going to Toll of the Dead.
That's Toll the Dead, for one thing. And I actually gave you a little clicky button.
Not on, seconds.
Attacks and spell casting. You'll notice I added things. So many things.
Yeah.
To make your
Oh.
lives so much easier. It took
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
days!
Because you had to do multiple character sheets.
For 2 different
That's-
games!
Yep.
Toll of the Dead isn't on here.
I'm pretty sure I added it to yours.
Packed Weapon, Eldritch Blast, Hold Person, Calm Motions, Phantasmal Force, Fairy Fire.
Oh, that's weird, because I was sure I had. Maybe it didn't save. Just put the spell card in and we'll see what...
Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna check your sheet.
Cast at what level? On level 5. Wait, no.
No, that's spell level, not...
Right, thank you. If it's a cantrip, what level is it?
Oh,
It's just a cantrip.
in which case it's just 0.
0, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Just you get
So
two
it has
of the
to
dice.
it has to pass a wisdom saving throw, or I do 2d12 to it.
What's your spell save DC?
13.
Roll damage. You just see Nye point at this thing and why 2d? Oh.
Yeah,
no,
because because
Level
his
5.
level is.
no, that's still spell level.
No,
Is
that's
it?
that when
No,
he's.
the damage increases by 1 die when you reach 5th level. 5th, 11th, and 17th level. So those have got to be character levels, not spell levels.
Yeah, that's a cantrips increase in damage at character levels.
They really need to clarify this stuff better. Okay, that's
It's-
cool. I'm down with that. It's just that I hate the fact that they could add one word and make it so much easier. But
Yeah,
nope. Nope.
it's written better in the description in the book itself, but when you're transferring it to a spell card like this, you can lose.
Honestly, I don't think it is. They copy word for word from the spell books. You're giving them far too much credit. Okay, do
Was
you
this
have a bonus action? Ethan,
No.
put it down. If you're checking on that, we'll check it later. Okay? Oh, yeah, and you're muted. Sorry, Ben, do you have a bonus action?
I do not.
Okay. So moving on. Sneaky. And it's got 2 juicy targets to choose from. Which is always nice. Okay. So that's... First off, what's your AC?
18.
Ooh, that's not gonna be fun. Could you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please?
I'll give it a try. 5.
Okay. This is probably gonna take a minute. First of all, you take 5 piercing damage, but actually figuring out the poison damage is gonna take a minute.
Okay.
Oh no, that was the bad head.
No, that was actually the good head. 2, 4. You're getting very lucky here.
This thing doesn't
Relatively
have a good
speaking.
head. It has a bad head and a worse head.
I'm trying to. Okay, I'm really sorry, Froseth, but I'm gonna have to start rolling again. So I just pray that you continue to get the low numbers. So if you hurt a lot more, it's on them. Because I need to focus on the numbers. 7d6, guys. 7. I need to keep track.
Mm.
8. Yeah, it's their fault. 11. 17. 2. 8. That's 30 points of poison
Oh,
damage.
jeez.
I am unconscious.
Oh, God.
We have a
which
hold
case-
action!
In which case, Aura of Life, or
You
the
would
hand,
have-
Aura of Life kicks in.
You had
I'll-
to on the action.
The other head. Furseth does have time to notice that it's the green with black arrows that bites him before he blacks out from the pain. Oh, also you are, actually no, thankfully you are not poisoned. Good. That was the good head. So yeah, that was intense pain that actually made the shit from the spine blights feel actually
Pleasant.
not pleasant, but annoying.
Do you need me to pop the spell card for Aura of Life?
No,
Can I pop?
because the main thing that I remember is that it raises the person who falls unconscious gets 1 hit point.
Right. Okay.
That's what I need to remember. Aft head. Lashes out at Alice. Alice gets the head of her axe in between. Clank. Okay, this is not fun.
Mm.
Hazel. We have Dragon down.
I am clicking the boots. I'm gonna go fast and boost my AC for this.
Okay.
So I'm now at AC 20, and I'm blurring in Froseth's general direction.
Okay. Sorry, your movement speed is
30 doubled.
Yep. So yeah, you can get next to him if you need to. Boink.
Zip. And I'm going to grab him and dump into his body a great glowing dollop of Cure Wounds at 3rd level.
Okay. I put the clicky.
Yep. I don't know if that'll go for 3rd level though, so I'm gonna click it and see what happens.
It'll give you what level are you casting it at.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. That's very nice.
Yeah. There was work involved, but it was worth it.
And did that. I'm hoping that added my
So
My
was that
life-
17?
because if it
Yeah.
didn't add my life domain bonus, that's
No, I did calculations with. Trust me, I
Wow,
poked around
nice.
with it to do your. So that's a total of 17.
yep.
Okay.
I'm floating looking at the calculations. Well done. That's really cool.
Yeah, because see, that's your proficiency. That's your life domain bonuses,
Mhm.
and yeah.
And then yep, that's my whiz modifier. It's my life domain modifier per level. Damn, you put in so much for me alone. Christ.
Yeah, I'm like, that's awesome. Holy crap.
Because making the cures work like that is insane. Thank you.
That means Ava's got it too.
Yep.
I did healing word and mass healing word with that as well. So you're sorted, and Froseth now has 18 hit points total.
Yay.
Poor sod.
And besides that, okay, was that all 60 feet of my movement to get over there, or do I have enough to get around to the other side of the amphispana?
Well, let me double check here. So, 10, 15, 20, 25. Where are you trying to get to?
If I can get to this side of Alice, I'm
Yeah, I think you can just about get there. Yes.
gonna blow around to there and take that spear I've been waving about and jab at.
Roll damage.
Doink!
Doink! You doink, really? Okay.
Yeah, basically you see Blur first off looking much better prone, but much better. And all of a sudden Blur and you hear from across the room, Doink! Yeah, Alice fending off this head, looking at her like, really?
I had to! This is clearly not gonna do nearly as much as the axe or anything else fancy, and I'm not dropping this! But it sounds like I'm sped up, so I'm way higher pitched.
Ethan, you're muted again.
Like the caffeinated squirrel from Hoodwinked.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Little bit.
Okay. So this is going on. Flitty. 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, 40. Yep. It can sort of squish onto there. Okay, so we're just asking for a little tiny bit of luck here. Unfortunately, that's not going to do very much good. So he's going to try something entirely else.
What the fuck did he just do?
Flitty, Remy and Ava have never actually. Oh, Remy's seen this. Ava and I have not. Flitty, zip up to this thing and blows this pink, sparkly in one of its faces.
What?
Oh,
And
floating.
the other one was a natural one, so okay, yeah, no, it's just sort of, it's kind of looking really chill now.
What did you do?
Giggle prep, except it can't giggle.
Can snakes giggle? I guess we're about to find out.
Oh no. That's I don't think that's giggling, I think it's tripping balls.
Same difference.
It's not moving. It's just.
Oh no.
At which point Alice is going. You know, it occurs to me that you want the thing, and speaking as having bitten, being bitten, I think it's that one points at the black head with the green. That's the poison that you want, because I think I'd be feeling a lot worse.
Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't have been
that's
able.
fair.
Yeah.
So maybe we could just like milk it, stuff it back in the hole, because we don't really have to kill it.
Agreed, definitely
How
agreed.
long is it gonna be giggle dusted for?
About a minute.
Let's
Take
hurry.
your time to make it.
Okay.
Can we do this in a minute? Okay, let's do this in a minute.
I'll go and I'll stick my hands in the mouth of the big ass snake because it's closest to me. Okay, I've never actually milked a snake before.
I've got good nature. Can I help?
That actually gives advantage if you do. So you're sort of directing her to what you saw the guy show you in the leather working place. So with Nye giving instructions and one of you handing her a vial, you do manage to.
Just blur, violent hand blur.
And yeah, if Froseth wants to, while they're stuffing Snake back into whatever place it came from, he can actually double check to identify the poison before they
Yeah.
block up the hole.
So have we got the right vial full of vial?
Well, she's still currently like shoving the snake back into. It
Vial of vile,
it
really.
it does take a little while, but even on a rush job, you can tell that yeah, this is
Yeah.
what you're looking for. You would be actively still feeling worse from the poison if it wasn't. However, one thing you do notice when you get the door kind of shut and wedged is that the door doesn't open.
What, the door back the way we came from?
No, the door ahead.
The door to continue.
So, guys, I think actually, okay.
Are
Well,
you
Should,
Check for traps first.
it's a little late.
No,
We
I
already
think one of
sprung
us
the
has to
trap.
get hit.
There might be
Maybe
other
we have
traps.
to.
Think we actually did have to kill it?
No, I think one of us has to get
Yeah.
hit with the poison.
the other poison because
Oh.
two of us got hit with the first one.
The
Mhm.
bad
Oh
stuff.
boy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Speaking of, how bad does Anase look?
Nowhere near as bad as Froseth does.
Yeah, Frozen got chopped.
Oh.
Look, you take care of him. And actually sort of opens up the hole again and starts poke.
What are you doing?
Look,
Alice.
I basically got the strongest system of all of you.
She's not wrong.
Looking,
You got-
looking at Froseth?
Yes.
Okay,
But
probably.
Would the boots have worn off by now?
By the time poison identification, etc. happens, yes.
And they still got me. Also,
I'm not letting your healer get poisoned. Fuck off. Poke.
No.
Chomp.
No,
Ow!
I mean,
Fucking hell!
no, I mean, we've still
Too late.
got
Chomp.
my powers to be able to fix the problem. So long as I
No,
don't get
remember
I
that's
can.
It doesn't
this,
work.
Your
this
poison.
is the one that doesn't that I have to shake off myself.
I've
Oh.
no that yeah that try that first and then I can try it. Thanks.
She pulls out her hand, having done one. Huh. Yeah, that's 3 piercing, 3 poison, and yeah, after a certain amount of you can actually see a certain amount of black try to start spreading, but it stops fairly quickly. And the door clunk opens.
You okay?
Did I miss something?
Okay, the poison that they're after is
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing that not even healing magic can heal. So it just keeps chipping away at your health until you can physically shake it off yourself. It's down to how strong you are and how badly you want to live.
I see.
and unfortunately it does physically weaken you, and you can't afford that in your healer.
Can we at least do
Well,
something about your hand? Looking at the bloody hole.
There's multiple bloody holes. Let's wait until Healy Bow over there wakes up a bit.
I
Okay.
have a little bit of healing in the meantime.
Always save your always save your emergency healing for the clutch.
Oh.
Okay, first, do you think that's still going to happen to you? Because, hold on, I'm going to put a hand on Alice.
It's hands in places. Excuse me.
And then try casting protection from poison.
There is the sense of your god laughing at you.
Oh, that's never a good sense to have.
That's just
Okay,
that's just and you can hear it's Lyra basically going, you know, it's Lyra in your head going, if it's a poison that magic can't neutralize or cure, then have you remember the expression closing the barn door after the horses have left?
Still gotta try.
So you get a sense of your god laughing. Meanwhile, there's the audible sound of Darwin just smack.
Well, you don't know what she's doing. It's just boom, hand on Alice's chest, and it's hands in places.
And brief glow, nothing happens. Okay,
I
different
told you I'm
thing.
fine, apart from like stabby holes.
Yep, which is why I'm doing this, and I'm casting base level cure wounds. So I'll get that clicky open.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll do. She's still there's still some bleeding hole and some clear leftover poison damage from the last one, but as far as you can tell, the first kind of poison was just really fucking painful, but didn't have any long-term lasting effects. The other one was minimal damage, but
Pernicious.
yeah, pretty much. Okay. Yeah, the oh, sorry.
Okay.
And Flitty is just sort of going, I help.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Uh-huh.
Flitty and I apparently had had just about the same idea. Actually, that was pretty cool. Because I'm just glad I remembered this again.
It's just Flitty has a flying speed of 60 feet, so new.
Oh yeah. My next thought was I was going to try to bestow curse, and try to make it have to just kind of stand around for a little while. But Flitty, yeah, you beat me to it. Nice work. So, shall we continue on? I guess.
At
Do you
which
think
point?
you can, Alison,
At
further?
which point? Rabbit. Oh my god. 3 hours.
Oh no.
At least that didn't happen 10 minutes ago.
True.
Frosette, you okay?
I felt better.
Yeah, I think both of us have felt better.
Are you sure you don't
Tell
want to get
tell you what. Why don't we? And we're safe here at the moment, and there's not a time limit on it. Why don't we take a breather
Alright.
until he debunnies?
Yeah. Could take a while though. We don't
That's
know
fair.
how long it's gonna be.
Yeah, we've skipped lunch.
Meanwhile, Darwin is just looking very, very, very like this is the most sorrowful bunny in the world at this point.
Come here.
And Flitty sort of, no, wait a minute, and then snuggles up next to Bunny Darwin and puts one of the butterfly wings around. I can hug him this way.
Oh.
I just took a point of cute damage.
That's adorable.
It's Darwin just kind of snuggles and just nuzzles up again.
Yeah, they'll be fine in their little corner
Yeah,
if
I
somebody
guess.
leaves them lunch. So if anybody wants to roll it, you're without Song of Rest, unfortunately, but at
I
least
actually took
Oh.
no damage, so I'm fine.
I'll
Yeah.
be rolling some hit dice.
yeah, so will I.
I'm just glad I used the
Okay.
boots now because at least now I'm no longer gonna be made out of tired whatever next.
Oh, come on!
Damn.
The one time my dice rolls are sucky is when I'm rolling freaking hit dice.
Shite.
That's better. Yeah, that's not quite full, but it'll do.
Oh, that's
How many until you're full?
those two topped me off.
Awesome. Yeah. Alice is like 1 point off, but at this point, a little bit of chomp in the back of her hand really gonna bother her. As time passes, lots of time passes. Lunch is had. Flitty is just sort of snuggled up against Bunny Darwin until all of a sudden, 3 hours later, and all of a sudden Flitty is clinging to the back of his shoulder. Ah!
Yeah, I'm trying to stay as still as possible.
Okay. Clamber. Okay, but I got to hug you.
That was actually very nice. Thank you.
Everyone feeling better?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
At least I had to eat a lot less than normal.
Yeah, actually, currently you're starving. If it's what your stomach just
I
goes.
saved you some.
Oh. I thought I ate while I was bunny. Never mind then.
You did eat while you were bunny, but you didn't eat very much while you were bunny.
Oh, okay. I didn't translate. Never mind then.
I saved some and
You got bigger, your food didn't.
What she said.
That's inconvenient.
Uh-oh. In that case, we better make sure he never bunnies right after a meal.
Ooh.
I
What?
imagine the magic compensates for that.
I would, yeah. I'm just going to hope it does. Anyway, moving on.
Well, also keep
Yeah,
in mind,
yes,
bunnies
moving
have a
on.
faster metabolism as well, so all the food would have ate the food, burned the energy of the food. Whoop, all of a sudden, there's no food energy.
Yep. Okay.
So Darvin stuffs the sandwich into his face with the speed of the consummate minstrel who doesn't know if he's going to eat for the next few days. And in front of you, there is a door.
So who wants to open this one?
I will open this one.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Should we check for traps first?
Yes, check for traps
we're
first.
gonna-
Well,
check for
that
traps.
one's already open. So
Yeah, but there could be still traps in around the area.
okay, who's
Yeah, we're
checking
gonna-
for traps
We're gonna
first?
look carefully.
Do you want to shot at it, Remy, or do you want me?
Remy wouldn't know a
Oh,
trap if it bit her in the
mean-
ass. She's not
Don't say that, it's
proficient.
likely to.
Okay, yeah, you take a look first.
Let the one
Would
actually.
that be investigation or perception? I'm forgetting.
Perception is for noticing they're there, because
Right.
investigation requires poking at it.
Right.
You don't want to
okay.
poke at a trap. And
Yeah.
I'm also looking as well.
So I'm gonna have a peek to see if I see anything suspicious, trap related.
So perception.
17.
As far as either of you can tell, there are no traps on the door frame.
Looks clear, but I advise caution.
And I've just walked on through.
Yes.
Hey!
Can I try and grab her?
You know what? At this point, fuck it. Hazel goes through the doorframe and she's fine. And there is the sense of at least two gods face palming at basically the rest of you. It's like
Remy hurries up after Hazel.
yeah.
So
So
Ava rolls her eye and follows.
you have an antechamber. You have a door to your right and a door straight ahead.
Just for future reference, Ava, we're in a temple to a god. Have some faith.
Also, keep in mind that we're here as trials. The traps that are going to be here are traps we need to activate to move on.
I guess.
It's good practice to be careful. In this case, though, we need to get through this, and the only traps we're going to find are things that trigger the trials that we need to do.
Hence
Fair
the
enough.
hence the
Remy
need to get
sighs.
hence the need to get strangled.
And the hallway. And the snake. And
Well, yeah,
whatever's
they
next.
said the snake. They said bit. Holds up the hand still with the little pockmark on it.
Yeah, they
Thanks again.
talk so much it blurs.
Pat, pat, pat. Okay, so is Remy going to open that door there?
Once everyone is caught up a bit. And
Yeah,
then
I'm kind of
Careful,
assuming
open.
they are, but it's just
Yeah.
moving
Okay.
everybody is a bit of a pain in the ass. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
Remove
Once
snake.
everybody is assembled and paying attention again.
Cupcakes assemble.
I will smite your ass.
Do not get us killed, you absolute goober.
Not
Okay.
yet.
Once everybody's caught up, door opens, and most of what you see is ice and a blast of very cold air.
Hey,
Ooh.
Is it me or did it just get very cold all of a sudden?
look,
And
it
Alice
is cold.
and Alice is just, oh yeah.
I know, right?
You missed this, didn't you?
Hey, like 8 years, okay?
Rightly
Just
so, you missed it. This is probably comfortable. That's good.
That's a lot of ice.
Is it all over the floor? Is it just in patches? Or...
no, I mean there's patches and lumps which makes it
Right.
difficult terrain, but
Mhm.
it's mostly it's just that the room is incredibly cold, and there's patches that are more slippery than others. It's not actively snowing in there, but there is ice. There's rock formations that seem to have frosted over, icicles as both stalactites and stalagmites. So you're basically ice cave.
I'm leaning into the door, breathing out, see if my
Your
breath
breath.
mists.
Oh yeah. And when you breathe back in, you know when it's really cold and it hurts your sinuses. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Our breath is probably fogging in this room now.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's starting to just a little bit. But then again, the air coming in here is hitting the warm air in your room and turning it into.
Great. We've got a small weather system forming.
At which
I'm gonna
point,
step out into this cold room.
yeah, okay. What I was first Seth is already stepping in, so he's going to be the first one into the room proper. But I am going to ask you all to roll initiative because there's some systems here. Flitty, however, has tucked himself into Alice's haversack, going. I think I'm just gonna stay where it's warm, thank you.
12.
9.
Dear God.
12.
19.
One.
Oh my god.
What
Wow,
is this?
Wow, no.
It is icy.
Roll 20 dice is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Dicey.
let's see.
Oh.
Why? Never do that again.
Until
I'm
the
gonna
next
throw. I'm gonna throw something at you. Specifically, this.
wouldn't be the first time.
Pink.
Come back here.
Ooh,
Yeah, can we maybe
not do that.
fiddle less with the props? Thank you very much.
Just ow.
Like whatever your microphone is set to right now, it's absorbing all the sound, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, funnily enough, and this probably should come as no surprise to anyone, first individual who, look, Alice won initiative round. It happens. 5, 10, 15, 20. So, hang on. Fuck, why now? She's being careful. It's
Oh, no.
just that when her hang on, let me need to get to the right layer too. There we go, layer. Ha. Oh shit. Why do you have to be such a pain in the ass? To front. That should hopefully do. I think. No, apparently not. Fucking hell. Fine. Stick it on the fucking token layer. Okay. Yeah, as she steps onto that particular area, piece of the ground and sploosh.
Oh,
Hi! Seriously? Now!
Oh, that's gonna be a problem.
wait, she
Fell in
Well,
fell
through
through.
the floor, apparently, and there was sploosh of apparently very frigid water. She has managed to struggle out, but even with her being used to the cold, it's not. Hang on, move her past.
Darvin, could you give her a hand? Carefully.
Oh,
Why?
why
Okay,
me?
I think we're gonna have to be careful. There's weak spots in the floor.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's.
Uh,
Remy
I-
looks between herself and Hazel.
I
And
have no,
Froseth.
I have no rope.
We can climb out again easy enough, but that's very, very cold water, and it's gonna cause some pretty significant pain.
Oh, fun.
So that's. So she was in 44.
I get the point of challenges, Nerull, but come on.
Don't tempt him. Just don't.
Yes.
Okay. Darvin.
I will very carefully and slowly move over
Okay.
to.
Where are you going?
Oh, okay, so where Alice is, that's where she fell through.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you can see there.
That's the hole.
Yep.
Wait, she climbed back out?
Yeah, she climbed
Or
back
she's
out.
still in... Oh, okay, never mind then. Okay, I thought because
No,
Remy was like,
it's one of those, it's not like falling through thin ice exactly. The floor is mostly stone. It's just some parts are.
oh,
Now
I
you
misunderstood.
can see that the floor is, I mean, it's heavily sheet iced, but if you look really closely, you can just about see bits of stone.
Okay.
But it's almost impossible to tell where
Right.
where the holes are. So basically, draw me a map of how you're going to get there. This is difficult terrain. Your movement is halved.
Halved. Got you. Okay, so 5.
Can you actually show me? Because you're not holding.
Oh no, I'm counting. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm figuring first, and then I'll illustrate. Well, since I only move 30, and so that's I can get to where Froseth is, and I think I can only get next to where Froseth is. So I want to
Well, no,
go there.
because well, 5, 10, 15, technically, because you're gonna have a hard time getting through there because you've got
Right.
a hole
I
in the
saw.
way.
That's why I was trying to slide around toward the wall, outer wall. Excuse me.
Okay. Hazel.
I'm gonna try and follow Darvin's path and
Okay,
make up
well, you're
between him
still
and Froseth.
5, 10. So that 15. I mean, I know you should have more movement than that, but you'd be.
Yeah, that's where I was figuring I'd end up, right between Darvin and Froseth.
Well, to be fair, you have one more bit of movement you can get in front of Darwin. But then
Okay.
he wouldn't be able to get through. Well, he'd be able to squeak past you.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
why I'm
wanted
staying
to.
where I am.
Okay. Nye.
Let me see. How heavy am
Yes, Flitty is in bag. Unfortunately, it's not really going to matter that much. If it wants you to fall, you're gonna fall.
I? Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but I don't know that in character.
So I'm going to go 3 ahead, squeeze past Remy,
2, 3. Okay. Bunk.
and that's normal movement until I'm in the room.
So you've
Okay.
got 20
That
feet
leaves
of
me with-
movement left with that's 10 now.
Which really means 2 tiles in here.
Yeah, 5. You could
Okay.
probably just about squeeze to that one, but I'd be asking you to make a be asking you to make an acrobatics check for that.
I'm trying to get. Come on, flare.
Hold, click and hold.
I am.
Where are you? Okay, there?
To the right of the hole, basically.
Oh yeah.
That's...
Between the hole and the
Yeah,
inner
that's
wall.
where I was. Sorry.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm. It's
You're-
not flaring for me.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
That
Yes,
would be
that's what I
Oh,
mean.
that was
You're
Smeagol.
you're and I was doing the same, but yeah, I know where you mean. And that's what I mean. You're gonna need to make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Because it's difficult terrain, and
Oh. Come on.
I'm assuming you clicked it and it went to the it's not working place.
Yeah, roll 20 just white screened out on me. Give me a second while I reload it.
Also keep in mind I have access to your character sheet, so there we go. Oops.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a 2. For a total of 4.
Ta-ta, front flip splash.
I think I'm gonna let you click on the Constitution saving throw when you get loaded back in because I don't want to take the blame for this bullshit.
Loading. Come on, okay. Character sheet. Name. Sheet. Character sheet. Come on. Constitution. That's just the word wait.
No, under saving.
Under
there's-
saving throws.
Saving throw section.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
There you
That
go.
Funny.
You do wind up Can you not?
Okay.
Thank you.
It makes the camera refocus and things go weird when you do that.
Yeah, remember, no one ever holds anything entirely still. Okay. You try to sort of squeeze past various bits of rock and ice formation to get past the hole. Your foot slips and you wind up down to one, into the water from like mid thigh on one leg.
Ooh.
You take 5 points of cold damage, halved from 10, because that would have been.
Ow.
So that's 5 points of ice damage as frostburn starts to set in. Of course, Alice is soaked basically to sort of the chin, so you can just imagine how she feels right now.
Oh, so do I get an action after that, or did that lose my action?
I mean, you can have an action. I don't see. I mean, what were you thinking of doing?
I'm looking at where prestidigitation lets me warm things, and I'm going to try to warm Alisaie's armor.
I think you'd need heat metal for that. And she's going, can you... I get it, but that's not... I need to actually dry off, and most of this is skin, because it really is, for her, it's breastplate. There's a sort of a linen shirt kind of thing underneath it. Leather kilt, greaves. Mostly it's skin and cloth between her and the metal. Remember, you don't wear armor on top of bare skin. That would be really painful at this point. It's just like, thanks, but let's just focus on getting out of here. Then we can like warm up a lot.
Of a lot.
Okay. Darvin. Oh no, wait. No,
well,
sorry.
yeah,
I wrote the thing down wrong. So that would be Froseth. In which
Yeah.
case,
Okay.
I'll fix that on my list thing.
So can I
Darwin
move
and
through
I
the stuff
higher?
that's straight
Wait, no.
Oh no, I think I mixed up Darvin and Froseth at the outset. I think
no, I
for...
rolled a 19
No.
for initiative.
Oh,
No,
No,
and
no,
Ava
no,
is ahead of
no.
me, so she'd be
then I have
first.
no idea what I just did, but okay, never mind.
Yeah, Frozen's at 7. I'm at 9.
Mm-hmm. Accurate.
Okay. Ava then.
I'm gonna try and squeeze,
Okay,
so not
you
necessarily
have
past, but at
5.
least behind, say, Darwin and Hazel, so I
10.
can sort of try and see over their shoulders what's going on.
Well, there's kind of a door and bits of wall in your way there. You can
Oh.
squish right up there, but
Yeah.
you're mostly crammed into wall, and
Okay.
you can't see much beyond. There's
Can I-
ice, and people are having some
In the
issues with
way.
it.
Have I got any more movement to get just
Yeah.
in front of them or not?
You've got 5 more feet of movement because it's difficult terrain, and that would put you literally on top of Darvin. If that's a position you want to be in,
No.
then I'm sure he could make some kind of accommodation as long as you buy him dinner
And-
first.
Yeah, I was about to say, or at least comment.
Oh my
A commentation.
God. Y'all are awful.
Jeez. All right, I'll
mean-
stay there then.
We're close friends, but not that close.
But do I
I'm
see
I'm
any
sorry.
movement?
Darvin's been flirting like a son of a bitch ever since she arrived. So
Fair enough.
Do we see any movement other than the two by the?
make me
Well,
a
by-
perception check if you're actively looking.
Yes, I am. So we shall do that. Let's see perception.
I'm just looking at the floor.
6. So there's people in the way. I can't see much.
You're squished into a corner right now, like literally. You put yourself there, so
Well, there wasn't much else I could do, really, was there?
Sorry.
Okay, now.
Now it's first. Let's go. Oh, actually,
Ah.
before we do anything like that, very quick thing. Alice reaches into her bag and pulls out very, very cold Flitty. If you want to warm anything with prestidigitation, warm him.
Poor
Thank
little guy.
you.
Press the
Oh.
flirtation.
Oh God,
Tell me you said that in character!
I wouldn't put it past Nye at all. At which point she's like, right, okay, I'm gonna wrap you up in my spare kilt because it's waterproof and kind of warm. And we'll make sure that you're like healthy and shit when we get out of here because if I let anything happen to you, they would kill me. Tuck, tuck, tuck. I'm sure they wouldn't. The Remy lady really likes you. Shh. We don't talk about that. Okay. Sorry. First up.
Okay. So I'm guessing I probably can't go through those like ice
No.
parts right in front of me.
No.
I'd have to go through the others and down.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, you have 5. You could. You've got a choice. You can either take the outer wall and try your luck, or
Yeah.
the acrobatics check going through on the inner wall. You're lucky because you have 5, 10, 15, and you could move right about. Oh, right. Hang on. I'm not.
Yeah, I'd have 20 because I've got 40 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Right?
So you could wind up right between Nye and Alice there. So you either squeeze through Hazel, Darvin, and then try your luck, or go the
I'll
known
try
path.
the acrobatics check.
Okay, go for it.
11.
Froseth, what are you
Splush. Make me
doing?
a Constitution save.
Okay.
I know you've got certain oh my fucking god! And it's just as well that you do because you cold damage not that much of a problem.
No, I've got resistance to
Yeah.
cold.
So what is that, like a
Count.
quarter? Sorry.
No,
sorry.
because he didn't make the Constitution save.
Oh, my bad.
So
I was just curious.
that's 10 points of cold damage as both feet and your tail get dunked in the water before you manage to catch yourself against the wall.
So is that 10 and then
Yeah,
reduced to 5?
No, that's 20
No,
and then
that's 10
reduced
after.
to 10.
Oh, wow! Damn!
Wow.
It is
That's-
real cold in here,
That is cold like even Froseth has never felt.
Yeah. Okay.
That's getting through the scales.
That is getting through the scales. Okay, Remy.
Okay, Remy is going to move down to there,
Okay, that's
and then
10.
she is going to cast Misty Step.
You jerk.
Where are you teleporting?
Can she?
Brilliant!
Can she reach here?
5, 10, 15, 20. Sorry, where were you? Show me again. Yep. So all of a sudden, Remy steps into the room and. Oops, wrong one. No. I'm gonna move that out of the way for the time being. Move that back. At which point from Alice saying, "You fucking glorious show off!"
Dissolves and wait, what?
And she stuck the landing.
Remy waves back to Alice.
That's unfair.
That's fucking glorious. Believe me, if I still had my wings, I'd be cheating too.
Point taken.
Oh.
Okay, speaking of. So 5, 10, 15, and winds up right alongside Remy, although I'm going to have to remove that. You're a fucking show-off. Also, you might want to step where I stepped. Calling back to Froseth and Nye. You guys, I don't know what you guys are up to.
Neither do we.
Darvin!
Does that or does that not sum us up?
Darvin.
This little spot right here, is that, what is that? Is that
That appears to be a pile of frozen bones.
okay. So then, can I step on or over that spot?
You can, so
Okay, so I'm basically just going to go as straight along the wall until as far along as possible.
make me a Constitution saving throw because
Can I make any kind of a dex check to avoid falling in a hole?
you said straight ahead, dearie.
Well, I mean, I meant following the wall straight down, yeah. But,
yeah, and that means you stepped over that.
Okay.
Because you couldn't see it, so make me a Constitution save.
All right.
Splush.
18.
That is 9 points of cold damage. Reduced
Okay.
from 18 because you did make the save. So you get most of one leg, and a little bit concerned about what that's going to do to your drum because the bottom of it got I mean, you've never been further north than Hearthhome in the summer.
See, y'all hear me hit a high note that you've never heard me hear.
But you can, in the end, move to over, like, there. Hang on, let me... Damn it.
Don't step there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've kind
Well,
of...
I think we're kind of trapped.
No, but
You two are fine. You three. Y'all are fine.
Okay,
Me
I'm
and
gonna
Ava still have to
put
get
it
past the thing.
there.
Well, just watch our step, and we should be fine.
Well, it's going to be an acrobatics check to get over that square.
That's what I was talking about. One way or the other, you've got to dodge a hole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Hazel.
And a 1, and a 2, and I'm trying to go over the hole.
Okay, acrobatics check.
On.
Oh no.
Make me a Constitution save.
I knew this was going to end badly. I knew that was going to end badly.
well, at least you did that.
That's 5 points of cold damage because Hazel's used to you know the winters in Hearthhome. She used to forget about her snow boots when running around excitedly about Ormus stuff in her slippers. So it's still a lot colder than that, and she remembers the frostbite, but she's not as bad as some of you. But she does get to the safety of her square, and that brings us to Nye.
I'm going to do what Alice said and kind of walk in her footsteps.
So 5, 10, 15. Okay. Yeah, because
And
unfortunately, the 5 doesn't any round down for stuff like
the
this.
5 falls off, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, I guess.
Okay. Ava.
If I like put my foot out and like tap the ground a bit, can I sense whether it's a bit more? If it's likely to break or not?
Given that Darvin couldn't, no.
No. Okay.
This apparently is this basically is in token of you can never see it coming.
Okay. These pikes here, are they wide enough apart that I can sweep around? Or...
Froseth couldn't. I know he's big, but you can't either. No.
Okay.
You're gonna have to try to get over the hole.
Well, all that will go the long way, but that's going to take over.
But even then, you'd have to get.
There's a hole
Past
there.
a hole.
Well, yeah, but there's here. There's this path here.
No,
That's a hole.
That's a hole.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try and jump over it.
Okay, acrobatics check.
Fortunately, I'm not too bad at that, I don't think.
You have good dex, you're fine.
Yeah, but this is roll 20.
Yes.
So dex. Acrobatics, you said?
Yes.
Come on, roll high.
Hey!
Right. And
Go Ranger.
Schwein's up right behind Darvin. Does sort of
Whoa.
does grab hold of the back of his jacket to.
Sorry.
Good thing they didn't get wet.
Okay, Froseth.
I'll follow behind Alice A.
Okay, so 5,
As well there?
10, 15, 20, so I can get rid of the. Hang on. I can get rid of that as well then. Okay, good. So yeah, you're okay.
How far are we from the doors there then?
Let me reveal area. But by the time you can see, the doors are pretty much straight ahead of you. It's maybe 15, 20 feet.
Can I use a dash action to try to make it the rest of the way?
Somebody thought of it. The only reason I couldn't have Alice do it was because I didn't want to tip the rest of you off.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done, you.
See, that's
Yes.
what I was thinking of, but I wanted to make sure I got past all the holes first.
So you're just straight on?
Like first there, and then probably on towards the outer side.
Oh, you stupid motherfucker.
Oh, I'm going in the drink again, aren't I?
Yes, you are. Make me a Constitution saving throw because
I think
you
the monk
have.
wants to go swimming.
He just ran into a hole, didn't he?
I ran into another hole.
I tried to give it to him. I
Yeah,
fucking
Said
tried.
straight on, but
Nope. That's an 8. A little bit better than last time, but I doubt that'll be enough.
nope.
That's 14 points of gold damage.
I'd be afraid of running through here for other reasons.
That's with the resistance. It's still 14.
Oh no, sorry. In which case 7.
7.
But you do manage to, as long as it actually lets me do the. Why are you doing this to me? Here we go. Objects and tokens. Here we go. But you do get to the door. It's not open yet,
No.
but you're there, and you have at the very least shown the last hole between Remy and Alice and the door. The others are kind of on their own. If there's anything
I'm a little
else
worried
out there,
that I was left out of that list.
well, you don't know. There's still a good grid bit. Remy, now you know where not to walk.
Man,
Okay, she is going to very conveniently step around. She can
5,
get around it,
yeah,
right?
10, 15.
And
She
that
can
is
she can sort of wedge herself into that corner because you're running kind of out of room.
All right, that's perfect.
Actually, to be fair, given that you're now at the door does in fact open, and what Froseth and Remy sees is a sort of an antechamber. You gotta be kind of careful because there's a set of stairs And there's another door this time to your left, which does also creak open. But if Furseth and Remy want to, now that you're out of immediate immediate action thing, you can get out of the
Yeah.
way and leave them some space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Alice A. Oop. Oh, fucking hell. Thank you. 5, 10, 50. Yeah, she can get clear. Actually sitting on the basically she sits down on the benches at the far end and starts stripping off armor and gear, and clothing to put on fresh change of clothes. Absolutely no body
shame.
shame whatsoever. And come on, think about where she worked.
Yeah.
Plus it's a survival
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just with whoever's there going to do the elemental thing and draw water out of whatever clothes and shit for people.
Yeah, so like, if you can do mine after I'm in something warmer, I'd be really grateful. Thank you. And just sort of drapes it across a bench. Okay, that would bring us to Darvin.
Okay. What I'm going to do is continue. Make sure I'm not okay. Sorry. I'm going to continue in this direction till I get so 5, 10, 15 till I
10.
get there.
Okay.
That's as far as I can go because I only have
Okay.
wait, no, I could do it. Well, yeah, I can go 15 and then if I'm not doing an
15.
action, I can do what, another 15?
Yep, 5, 10, 15.
So given that I'm now kind of on the path that Alice took, I'm going to follow her steps.
Okay, so
So
5,
15,
10,
yeah, 3, mhm.
15.
Wherever she went, I'm following that.
Okay.
And the idea is to continue doing that until I get to the door.
Yeah, Hazel?
I'm going to follow Darvin's steps.
Okay, 5, 10. You wind up kind of on top of him. Unless you're doing a dash action.
And then I'm going to do the dash and follow the rest of
15.
the Alice pattern.
15, 20, 25, 30. So yeah, you reached the door, so you are now in Little Room. Okay.
Whoa.
Nye?
Hi. Okay.
Yeah, but by that point, Alice has got like a shirt. She hasn't put her kilt on yet, but she's checking on Flitty. So it really is, the wandering around in the long t-shirt and the panties kind of thing. Like, good on you. You didn't get anywhere near as soaked as I did.
Yeah, you kind of fell straight into it. Need any help?
Nah, I'm good. I mean, ow, but we can sort that. I think from the looks of this, we're nearly at the end. Nye?
1 second. Let me find my normal size dice.
Is he doing the wisdom check, is he?
He is indeed doing the wisdom check.
Oh, holy
no.
fuck.
He's about to do a stupid.
Hell with it. All right. Move
Oh,
and
Lord.
dash in the path everyone else took, but
Oh no.
But
still dashing.
okay, so 5, 10, 15.
Even though I think by bardic
you-
tradition, Ethan is the one that's dashing here.
Why? Why? Why are you like this?
he gets through anyway.
Oh,
Ava,
I was afraid I was going to slip if I did that.
you followed the path
Yeah, I'm gonna
everybody
do the
else
exact
did.
same. Yep, I'm gonna
So,
do the exact same.
5,
Double
10,
movement
15,
to follow up to.
20, 25, 30. Yeah. So as long as you guys are following the path that's been laid out, because you're now basically past all of the pitfalls that I left for you, you are now in this little antechamber. By the time you guys get in, Alice has shimmied into her clothes and is getting Remy's help buckling herself into her breastplate, which she can do herself, but you know.
Is
Yeah.
Flitty okay?
Remy.
Flitty is very cold, but he was nicely bundled in, and I got Nye to warm him up. So I think if we just take a little bit of a breather here, before we carry on into wherever we're going next. From the looks of that, and she points to the door at the left, which is open. I think we got it.
Alice, Remy, you two are adorable.
Shut shut.
Not the time, Hazel.
Yeah. Just quickly before we get back to break, now that I can pull at least most of the. Now this wall. If I get back to this wall here, and this wall here, sort of sink into the floor, leaving corridors where those anterooms used to be. And you know the doors to the right? As you all get into that room, you hear chunk, chunk, chunk from those corners, and you see the little rooms turn into corridors leading to rooms that you can now access. And that includes, if you peer out, that door there, leading to the very first room you were in. The door to the gauntlet that you just ran through, that one, is now very firmly shut. So you did it, and you have your way out, but there's a lot to explore. But because we are well past that time, because I admit that was a really nasty thing I did to you, but Remy, that was fucking brilliant. Yeah, seriously, just
This is why I want to teleport.
we will take our 5-minute break, and when we get back, we will explore the temple to Nerull. And we're back. They've managed to run the gauntlet without dying much.
Yeah, except when needed.
Yes.
Uh,
And you're currently looking out at a room that's now given you several corridors to explore on that floor and stairwell going down. Nye hears His Majesty, my champion. Exit and take the second right. Call it an advance payment.
Which exit?
The one that's not stairs.
Ah. I will do that then.
Okay, so Nye just
Do
wanders off in that general direction.
do what? Do what then? What?
It's probably the sword talking to him again. I'm following him.
Yeah,
The
okay.
what? The sword? What?
I'm assuming you guys are following.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay,
I don't really have
Darwin,
much
Darwin,
choice.
and you
Remember
you,
who he works for.
yeah, you step out into the main room, which is a lot of and there's a lot of pews and what looks like a pulpit kind of a thing, a brazier that's still got smoldering coals in it above a stone pillar, stone sort of wall kind of thing, with a lot of those same runes that you guys saw on the walls in the first room. You guys go ahead and follow him. I'm gonna read these, and I'll get back to you with the translation.
Thank you, Allison.
Okay.
Okay. I'm confused.
Be careful.
I think we're about done with the with any of the mess that we've been having of late, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, but I'll do my best. Although you know what my best is like in okay, so that's dimensions. 10 set. Okay, awesome. Zoom in. Okay. The room that you find on your second right, the one that would have been the first door to your right when you got through your first challenge. There's a funny sort of altar and a very large black bowl. At the edge of the room, there are 6 statues. One appears to be dragonborn with a sword. One is in so much armor that you can't tell species. One is a hooded, very short individual, so halfling or gnome is difficult to tell. One half-orc, sword and shield. One human with a spear. And at the end of the line, an elf with a bow. And if Nye is looking at those ones, that elf, there are some very strong similarities in facial features. And he still does have a few memories. And one of them is of a cousin that looked as close as a sibling. There's more runes on the altar, so you're not entirely sure why this room is as it is, but there is that statue.
Are they just standing still, or they look like in battle statues, or
They're in poses. It's kind of like statues you'd see of a hero in the center of town.
Heading straight for that statue, clicking on the Eldritch Sight as I come in.
There's a faint bit of magic, but it's not a kind of a stasis magic exactly. It's more magic adjacent. The name on the placard. Unfortunately, you also can't read. It's not an alphabet you know, it's those same runes. So that would probably be celestial.
Looking at it very, very closely, trying to memorize it.
Well, you do have someone who speaks celestial. She's in the other room reading shit.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna head over to the chamber where Alice is.
Yeah, she's still reading the wall. Yeah.
We've got more celestial in here that we're gonna need you for
I
once
take
you're
it.
done.
Okay, are we sure it's a once we're done thing? Because if you came to fetch me, I have a feeling that it's not just a when I'm done thing. Because this is a lot of wall.
Ah, okay, yeah, then I guess we're gonna have to interrupt the wall thing and go take care
Yeah,
of this.
okay, well, Nye was heading there in a hurry, so I'm assuming it's to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Schmuck has had enough going on with him already. Okay.
Schmuck.
Well, she's not saying that when she's in the room with him, so walks in. Okay, what am I translating?
I'm just. Oh, God. The sort of Japanese sitting on the knees pose in front of the statue and just wordlessly points at the plaque. Please?
Okay, this is having to be alphabetical, so, I guess that would translate to Bethrina. Windrunner. This is sort of a parentheses kind of thing, so I have a feeling that's a name that was given, not a name that's a family thing.
An honor name, of course.
Like a title?
More like a name given in recognition of deeds performed.
Ah, gotcha.
Do you know him now?
Her, actually.
Sorry.
That's probably the family.
She's looking around. Alice is, now that she's done that, she's looking at the rest of the room, focusing on the celestial on the altar. Okay. Well, this is interesting.
What?
This room is known as the Hall of the Deathless.
The what?
Okay.
Six people total are allowed to petition to be among the deathless. It says that if their mission is honorable and valiant and true, they can have Nerull take their death away and hide it. Until their mission ends, they will not die. And their visages show here as token that their task is not complete. When their task is complete, they go to serve at Nerull's side in a place of honor.
That's
Does that mean once they
something.
completed the mission, they die?
Assuming that they.
Effectively?
Yeah, I mean, assuming that they. Well, Alice, please, correct me if I'm wrong from what you're reading, but I'm assuming that if they manage to complete their mission without getting into a situation where they would have died, they'd be okay at the end. But if they do,
I don't think so. I think a lot of it depends on their natural lifespan. If you don't do this if the mission that you're undertaking is something you can do in your natural lifespan. This isn't for something like, this isn't even for something like slaying Tiamat. This is for something so impossible, so outside the realm of your experience that you could spend centuries doing it.
Millennia, even from the looks of some of this stuff.
Yeah, Remy will notice that some of the Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, Remy will notice from some of her history that, and so will Darvin, that some of that armor, well, actually, the three humans will notice that some of that armor is significantly antiquated.
Nye, you alright?
Nye is still throwing up.
I'm gonna
Not
make she's
on
okay.
the statue, adjacent to the statue.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him get it out of his system before I ask anything. Let him wait until he's able to talk.
Yeah, I'm just
Standing
gonna
up.
make sure he's all right.
Prestidigitation. Yeah.
Medicine check. Medicine check.
Yeah, he's fine. It's just stress. Alice hands him a water skin.
Thank you. This is my cousin. This is the one who taught me taught me a lot of things. We dared each other how high we could climb trees, how thin branches we could stand on. And you're telling me it could have been millennia?
Yeah. Obviously, she cares about you a lot, because I can't think of anything else that she'd give that for. Froseth has means to find out, you know. For sure.
You're
And nine knows it. Well,
how
no,
long ago they...
Earth is home. Water is the past, but they've just come through ice, and water is technically in the air, so he could work it around.
Is there any indication that they're all on the same mission, or even that they all started at the same time?
History check from Darvin, Remy, and Ava.
Coming up.
No,
9.
17.
Which makes sense.
Kind of. I was fairly studious.
Yeah, Ava, no, they cannot possibly be on the same mission. That armor is from a completely different dynasty from that armor. They're all probably different races. That one in the really, really old armor, you can't tell. There's nothing to indicate that they're linked in any way beyond that they successfully petitioned. Is she gonna...
And it says...
She gonna share anything?
oh, yeah, well, I assumed I was...
You didn't say it, I'm not assuming.
Yeah, we do.
Sorry.
We no longer assume. If
Sorry.
you haven't
yes,
said
I am
it
sharing that with everyone.
if you don't say it in character, you haven't said it. At least for something that short.
Yeah. Basically, they can't be on the same mission. That armor is completely different from that armor. It's from different eras. So they just took the same pledge, I guess you could say. But that's about it that connects them. Well, I can tell.
But now, Alice, if their statues are still here, that means that they're still on their missions, right?
Yeah.
So Nye, that means that this person is still out there. So,
yeah, Alice is sort of poking at the altar, and a little drawer comes out. Oh, we have paper. Very old paper. I don't want to touch it too much.
I'm gonna come over and also look.
Same.
If you want to roll an investigation check, by all means.
3.
Can I do one too? Because
Yeah.
I said I was going to.
Yeah.
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 19.
14.
Yeah, the only thing that you guys find that Alice hadn't already found is Ava notices that at least a couple of drops of blood are probably necessary for whatever ritual, because there is very old blood stain on the altar.
Mhm.
How old?
Okay.
How long?
That
How
it doesn't give dates. It's there's names and pledges.
Until the mission ends, isn't it?
no? How long ago? How long?
Yeah, I knew what you were asking. It doesn't. We don't have dates for when they started this.
Looking over at Froseth.
You want me to look? It
Looking at the
seems pretty
statue
personal to
again.
you.
Looking at the statue. Please.
Okay. So
Okay,
yeah,
make
Froseth will
yeah make
do
make
his.
make me a wisdom check just to see how much you get.
Straight wisdom.
Mhm.
10.
It's several centuries. It probably isn't a millennia, but what you do get in the course of that, and this was when the temple was still a temple that was actually manned by the clerics of Nerull. And you do hear a voice. Unfortunately, it's speaking in Elven, so you don't entirely understand what's being said, but there's very much it's the sound of someone giving a very significant oath. And
Do any of us hear that?
note that this is Froseth's alone.
Let's be gosh.
So I don't have specifics. Happened back when this temple was actually in use. You're likely less than a millennia, but probably a few centuries.
Anything else, maybe? Like an indication of what they were. Was there anyone talking?
There was Elven I couldn't understand taking an oath, which I assume is just them doing this motions to the statue.
Oh boy.
Well, what I've got is um a vow, Bethrina. She seeks her cousin. She's going to find him and ensure that he is safe.
Oh dear.
Very quietly lets the scroll roll back up and puts it away so it doesn't crumble.
I.
You
okay?
alright?
Centuries.
What Froseth can guarantee is that it's at least 1 century more than the average elven lifespan. So we're looking at the very least 300-400 years.
Yeah.
Whether he tells poor Nye that is up to you.
So yeah, well, I wouldn't know the average Elven lifespan, I don't think, but
Yeah, you would peg it at, you're looking at probably 400 years as a minimum. So it's somewhere between
Yeah.
400 years and maybe 5, 6. It's once you're starting to get into numbers that big.
yeah. Okay, yeah, you're probably looking at least 400 years.
But that. Oh. Oh. I should have realized. When Clarity said she found my picture in an old book. An old book.
Yeah, we didn't ask how old. Come to think of it.
I saw the. Remember, she had it with her.
Well, she had the page.
I saw that paper. That was old paper.
Oh,
It didn't.
well.
It didn't register. It didn't.
Well, I mean, it was pretty big shock. I mean, you shouldn't be knocking yourself for that.
Nothing to knock. It's.
Okay.
It doesn't affect.
Yeah.
And it is. It is. There's an Elvish saying, "Kiteth, what is is."
I mean,
touching the statue's face and then turning away.
I mean,
I'll make it.
okay.
I'll make it have been worth it.
Well, right. The fact, like I said, the fact the statue is still here, they're still looking. We may still find them. They may still find you. There's still hope.
Well, she
Darvin,
better find me.
What?
If something happens to me before she finds me, what do you think is going to happen?
that sounds like. Well, I have a guess, but Darvin, understand that when she finds him, that's the mission accomplished.
But on the other hand, I think part of what we were meant to take away from what's been going on here is that, death isn't a thing that we necessarily want when our lives are short. But if we had to live forever, if we couldn't move on, if the world, look at Nye, sorry man, but the world has changed around you. Not even around you, because you weren't there for a lot of it.
Without me, who knows if there's any of my people left? If my home still stands? If it's now a desert or the bottom of the ocean?
You watch your family die. You watch their children's children die. You watch civilizations fall and rise again without you necessarily being a real part of them. Sometimes death is a mercy. Sometimes it comes too soon, but it's better to have it come too soon sometimes than never come at all. That was the whole creation myth thing, wasn't it? Sometimes it has to end, sometimes you have to move on. And I think that if a mission accomplished happened, I think Nerull is probably a kind enough god to at least let there be a proper goodbye.
Yeah, he'd be decent enough for that. Just
well, I mean,
understood.
I don't expect her to show up, one day, see me, but.
Well, the actual wording was safe with family. She has to see you safe with family. So it's entirely possible, given you with these guys, that this counts. But at least she'll know. Because if you die, if something happens, and you die before she finds you, either she dies thinking her mission was a failure, because it was, or she lives forever searching. I don't know which one it would be. I don't think any of us wants to find out.
No, we do not.
Or it said see me safe with family, yes?
Yeah, but
it didn't necessarily see me alive and safe.
One kind of begets the other, though.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I mean, there's artistic license, and then there's.
I mean, it's entirely possible that if you died in your bed surrounded by fat grandchildren, that would count. But dying
Right.
on this quest probably wouldn't.
No, it would not.
I'm sorry, you've got fucking Archfey, two of them, who are at odds with each other as your personal patrons. I don't think you'd be safe on your own. This is probably as close to safe with family as you're gonna get right now.
In one way
I
or
mean,
another.
hell, Mom and Mom are already sending you gifts, so hey.
Oh, I
Yep.
wasn't thinking of leaving. I was just thinking that.
No, I know. I just mean that if you die before on this quest, that's not safe. They keep you safe. They keep you grounded.
Except when you try to fly above a dark orb of darkness, but that's beside the point.
They keep you from disappearing into your own head with really crappy jokes.
And
That I can
flail.
manage. Yeah, and flail. Although you weren't there for the hammer into the crockery, speaking of flailing, but that's another story.
They were gonna hear the crockery story again. Are you ever gonna let that bullshit go?
Oh, now it's just okay. Sorry.
Dude.
I'll tell the crockery story next time.
Okay.
Why don't we tell the crockery story after we've got out of the
Okay.
the temple to the god of death? Hmm?
Yeah.
That's a
Sounds
good
reasonable.
idea.
So, okay, are we done with this room? I guess since we've started here, we might as well dig around the rest of the rooms.
I'm a
Yeah,
little
do a
bit
circuit, I
curious
guess.
as to who the rest of these are.
Yeah.
Well, we could theoretically find out, but honestly, I'm pretty sure we've got other things to be doing with our
Mhm.
time.
Do
Yeah,
any of them
and-
look familiar at all to any of us, or?
Guys, the oldest of you is in your 20s, apart from Nye.
Right. Makes sense.
So, you know,
Yeah,
Just checking.
Let's honestly, I don't think I want to know the rest of them. I mean, this one was different
That's
because Nye was connected.
That's true.
It feels like snooping almost.
Yeah,
I know normally
true.
normally it's not a big deal, but I don't know. It
No,
just feels wrong right here.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, it just feels wrong for some reason. Let's go.
Let's just get out, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
let's
fair.
leave them. Yeah, thank you. I know normally I'm okay with that, but I don't know. Just
I was curious about one of them, but you're right. It's no need to pry.
Why were you curious about one of them? I know I'm gonna regret asking this, but why were you curious about one of them?
Halfling, that sort of thing.
We don't
Sorry.
even know specifically that that was a halfling. We know
Like I
that
said,
we know it was very small.
yeah, that's why curiosity, but not. I don't need to pry.
You are the biggest doofus.
Yeah, yeah.
and that's saying something with me around.
Yeah, to be fair, you compete for the title of biggest doofus. Currently, Hazel's in the lead. Anyway,
Victory.
As we walk out the door, I turn to Hazel. I could want no finer opponent.
Alice sort of hangs back and I was holding off on the pink fluffy land liquor until you sort of maybe didn't need as much of a clear head. Do you want to hit now?
Maybe when we stop for the night.
Okay. Just don't ask for the tequila. You drank like half of it.
Not repeating that, no.
Okay, cool.
He's not wise, but he can learn.
Lingering in
That
the
was
room
not in
for-
character. That was not in character. Sorry.
Lingering in the room just briefly after everyone else leaves. Not asking, just stating. Perhaps there is a place beyond the beyond where she would see me one way or the other. And leaving the room.
Okay. The next room, the one that would have been the second one, you end up with a rather interesting sort of setup, which is 4 benches arranged in kind of a circle around a very large rock. Very dark rock.
Eldritch sight on again.
Oh, there's magic here.
Oh! Oh.
Are you alright now? What's wrong?
Do not look directly at the magic rock with magic sight on. Ow.
Yes, necromancy, by the way.
Death magic, necromancy.
At which point, Alice starts looking at there's
I know
more
that was
runes.
obvious.
Yeah, there's more runes on the walls. This is the Stone of Farewell.
Stone of Farewell, that sounds ominous.
Actually, no.
A little
It's
bit.
It would sound. It seems to imply more of a peaceful farewell than a.
what it seems to be is that if 3 drops of blood and the name of a family member who has passed, and you have 5 minutes to speak to them.
Oh.
Huh.
I'm just looking at Ava.
Staring at it.
Alice is looking at Darvin.
And then I'm like looking at Ava, slowly looking at Darvin, looking at Ava, looking at
Darvin's
Darvin.
just gone quiet and
Yeah,
white
same.
and
same.
just blank.
Not white, but very quiet. And...
Oh no, he's just
No, but for
all
me, I mean.
blood's just pooling at the floor at this point, just like, oh.
Okay, those of us who don't know names of family that we have lost, maybe leave the room and let's let these 2 have a minute.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I'm just hoofing it right back out the door.
I'm just considering the stone for a long moment and thinking it probably wouldn't accept any descriptors such as mother, father, younger brother.
No,
And-
according to Alice, it
needs the
didn't
name. Yeah.
So I'm going to take a seat once everybody's left the room.
I'll let him go first.
And
Apparently, the blood needs to be spilled on the stone.
Oh, well then I will take out. I have the dagger of warning, but I also still have a regular dagger, the one that I was carrying before I got that one. So I will take that one out, the plain one, and use it to get the requisite blood. And I will sit on the bench. And I'm probably going to wind up hand waving some of this because I honestly can't, out of character, think of what Darvin would want to say in this moment. But it's an opportunity that he wouldn't pass up. I just don't know as a player what.
Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, exactly. So he's going to do that, and Nora Bailey. Your name.
Oh my god, that doesn't work.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that.
He gets nothing. She said family, and it's blood. It will occur to him after that.
Mhm. Because as far as he was concerned, she was family. But he didn't realize, all she said was family. He didn't make the connection.
I'm just surprised he hasn't asked about his mother.
Oh, no, I'm getting to that.
Yeah, there's a sense of regret, but the parameters of what the stone can do, it reads the blood as much as anything else.
In which case, he'll take the other hand. And
I mean, it really is only like 3 drops from the finger, so.
Oh, okay.
It's just reopening the wound and drip, drip,
Okay.
drip.
And then
Esbeth Taylor Green.
Yeah, I didn't have that in my notes yet. And yeah, so he says the name.
And the ghostly figure of Lady Elspeth Taylor Green appears sitting on the bench beside Darwin. Hello, darling.
Hi, Mom.
You doing well?
Actually, yeah, quite. I'm sorry I couldn't find another way.
Don't be. I don't think there was one, whatever that wizard may have said.
Yeah, you heard that. Sorry, that was.
I hear some things. I try not to pry, but there are ways.
Father's okay. He made it.
That's good. He didn't always go about it the right way, but he always had the best of intentions.
I know that now.
Good. It was a little bit difficult not saying anything to you. We are sorry about that and that you had to find out the way you did. We probably shouldn't have tried to protect you that way.
Maybe not, but I'm glad you did. And I'm grateful for everything.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Well, I'm glad that you've got a rapier worth the teaching, anyway. No hitting
Yeah.
people over the head with your viol.
Not anymore. Especially not this one. We are going to make sure that what happens to you doesn't happen to anyone else.
Try not to be too hard on yourself if that doesn't happen right away. I know you.
Yeah, even still. Thank you.
Do me one favor.
Hmm.
Your friends, your family by choice. Tell them thank you. I think they've been very good for you. If I had to give the care and affection and keeping of you to people, I couldn't have thought of better.
Okay.
Including the little halflings.
I will. Oh, it may seem frivolous, but we actually still have all of the things that were at the Barrens that were yours. I was hanging on to them. I'm not sure why. Do you want what? Is there anything you want me to do with them?
I think have one for each of the little ones at your new home, fitted properly, and for the for the mothers as well. The rest, because I know there were a lot of them, though it's always a bit of a point of contention, but I couldn't deny your father the chance to show off. The rest, as I understand it, you're going to be trying to put a certain baron on the throne proper and try to get his daughter back.
Mm-hmm.
She has been probably living an ascetic sort of life, and you know what the taxation situation is
Mm-hmm.
like. She'll want to dress for her station, won't she?
You're brilliant. I thought of the family, yes, but I didn't think of that. That is brilliant as always.
Same with the jewelry. Save the nicest pieces for.
Understood. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
I'll make you
for
proud.
That. You always have, no matter what you do. And they spend the next couple of minutes just. She asks for, little details, questions that lead to talking about Evan and some of the more fun things he's been doing. And
The bunny.
you do.
I tell her about the bunny.
Yeah, this towards the end, and you do make the most adorable rabbit.
At that point, the laughter is so loud, y'all can hear me. Regardless of the room you're in, y'all can hear me.
She reaches out towards the end of the 5 minutes, and you can actually feel and warmth on her face, and then the kiss on the forehead. Be well, my boy. And when you open your eyes, she's gone.
Just quiet tears for a while.
I go up behind him and give him a squeeze.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were still here.
It's alright. You alright?
Yeah.
They always say it gets better with time, but it doesn't feel that way, does it?
It does. It does. The edge wears off. Life builds around it. Okay.
I'm still
And
working
then
on that.
prestidigitation when I can.
Yeah, eyes are still red, but your face is dried off anyway.
Yeah. And I'll walk out.
I won't tell them.
Yeah, some of them were there for it, so they already know.
Did Anase say if it was only one?
It would have been
Could be two?
one.
Trying to figure out if it should be closest to.
Alice is sort of by the door, and as Darwin wanders out, she just holds out her flask without a word.
I'm actually just gonna just say thank you, but actually I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. And Flitty is sort of, how about sweeties then?
Oh.
I'm gonna turn to Flitty and be like, I'm gonna hold out my arm and be like, can I have a hug?
It's easier when you're a bunny, but he's got the.
Wrapped around the arm, and I'm like, kind of supporting and scritching
adorable.
as best I can, and just being like,
That's adorable.
I've run up to Darwin and I'm just standing there vibrating. Hug.
hang on, let Flitty go so Flitty doesn't get squished. Hug.
Good call.
Boing. You're getting full on tackled.
Yeah, I've already got one leg behind me. I'm not stupid. I'm already braced.
There was prep time. There was brace time. Then
Yeah, I know Hazel of old. And I'm gonna Hazel and Froseth. I'm gonna call over and Flitty as well. And just Mom says to thank you.
she did meet Nye and Remy too, you know.
Well, but they were there for the. Yeah, but I'm saying, you know.
Well, actually, everybody left the room but Ava.
Froseth, so you know, she said that, regardless of what Sigwald may have said, there was no real other way for that to end the way it did. We did the right thing there. And Remy and I, well, and I'll let Ava know when she gets back. She said to thank you, that you've all been good for me and to me, and I appreciate it. Thank you. And apparently, I make a cute bunny.
Remy pats his shoulder.
I'll be all right.
Increasingly squeezy hug.
All of this, Froseth pretty much doesn't react and is staring at that stone pretty longingly. Like he doesn't know his parents'
through the
name.
doorway. Just before we get back to Ava, I'm gonna try something, and I pray that Roll20 is kind. Make me a wisdom check, Froseth.
Let's see.
Right.
13.
We'll deal with Ava for the moment, but we'll come back to that.
She's gonna stand by the wherever she needs to put the blood for a minute, wishing she could have both, but knowing she can only pick one. Did I give you a name for the parents?
No,
forget.
I don't think you did.
Because I was looking for it and I can't remember what name I gave. Because I had a thing where I had all the names. Well, she like gives herself a little cut and drops 3 drops and then calls her mother's name.
And sitting beside her is her mother. Hello, dear.
Oh, mother.
Are you all right? I mean, we're just grateful that you made it out. We weren't sure.
No better.
I'm sorry.
I'd be better with you.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you.
I understand what you did.
I don't know if you do, and I'm glad that you don't. It wasn't by choice. It was a prima noctis sort of thing, and I didn't want to think about it. It didn't even occur to me that she'd come back and infiltrate, much less come with an army. But you're all right?
Yeah.
You seem to have found an old friend.
Yeah. I ran into him by chance. It was kind of crazy, actually.
Apparently Istis has a sense of humor.
He does.
I know that this has been hard for you, and it's been a while, and it's good that you're finding more than just being on your own and vengeance and all that kind of thing. I'll say this, though. I know it echoes through that you want the house restored, the name. One thing that we're finding is that the name doesn't mean as much as we think. Yes, it's our immortality, but everything dies and comes back as something else. And if we've made or helped to shape, more to the point, a lovely, talented, strong young woman, that's all the immortality we need. Do what you feel you have to, but it's for you, not for us. We just want you to be all right, and you've found something that I think it's been too long since you've had. You never did do very well on your own, always vanishing off into your own head.
Have you seen Father?
I have seen Father. Why do you think I've been saying we all this time? The magics may not allow both of us to speak to you. It's a tricky sort of a magic as far as I can tell. I've never studied that kind of thing, anything like some people who spent most of their time buried in books. The ghostly hand sort of ruffling the hair a little bit. But I can pass along a message.
Say hi. And I love you.
We love you too, and that is something that will never die. Even if we're not physically there, the part of us that loves you cannot die.
Because it will always be with me.
Exactly. And if it sometimes feels that a bit of you is missing, as I know grief can do, think of it as we're keeping it with us to remind us of you.
I like that.
And let them, your new little friends, let them patch up some of it.
I think they're already starting to do that, weirdly enough.
It'll take time, but I mean, you have sisters and brothers and pets.
Yeah.
It makes us feel a great deal better. And if that sister of yours ever comes back to your door, you have some people backing you up this time, and the skills to help yourself.
It won't end like last time if it does happen.
As long as it ends with you coming out alive, we don't mind. It's not
It will.
It's not your time yet. It won't be your time. We hope for a very long time. Death isn't the thing to fear that most people think it is, but it's not something we want for you yet. Miss you as we do, but life is better.
There's so many things you still had to do together, though.
That's very true, but now your life is something different, and as much as we do understand things, we don't see everything, but we get a vague idea. I have a feeling that there's a couple of women who would be happy to not take my place, but at least offer the experiences you missed. Little halflings that sent you socks.
Yeah, they're not you, but they do seem very kind.
I'm sure that I'm hopefully this goes a little better than some of the silliness we've been a bit privy to and indicate, but I'm fairly sure you'll at the very least come through it alive to meet them, given they're over in the next continent. Well, you did always say you wanted to see the world. Your one real gripe about marriage, if memory serves.
Well, yes, it was true, wasn't it?
Well,
I'd almost forgotten.
it may not be the nobility travel, but you see more that way.
Sure.
Eventually, the 5 minutes comes to an end, and again, there's just, in your case, there's an actual feel of sort of a ghostly kind of hug and a kiss on the cheek, and when you open your eyes, she is gone. Froseth.
I try and wipe my tears as much as I can.
Yeah. While you've been waiting for Ava to come out, hers has been a lot quieter. Okay, maybe an occasional chuckle drifting.
She was very unsuccessful, by the way.
Yeah, but you are beneath the earth. The earth is home. Home means a lot of things. The name that comes to him is Faraday.
Okay. Well, he goes over. Gives a little cut on his palm, puts it on. Faraday.
You get actually a rather small, ghostly silver dragonborn, maybe about 10 years old. Oh, hello.
Oh no.
Oh.
You probably don't know me because you were really, really tiny. I'm your. I know this is gonna sound really stupid, but I'm your big sister.
Oh no.
He can't bring himself to say anything.
And just sort of scrunches up next to him. Boop.
Congratulations, you broke the dragon board.
I rolled for this. I'm sorry.
Uh, I stars and stones. I don't know where to start.
Oh, I'd have been really, really proud of my little brother if that helps.
It does.
I watched your egg before it hatched, because I don't know if you know, but the mom carries the egg for a while and then actually warms the egg for a while and then it hatches. And I was looking forward to babysitting and helping to teach you how to walk and read and breathe ice breath and all that kind of thing. But you learn that even though you're with humans.
It was a bit of a surprise the first time, but
Yeah, well, my mom and dad, they actually let me find out on my own the hard way. They thought it was funny. Mom and dad had a really weird sense of humor.
that's good to hear.
I loved you very much, though. And it's not that they didn't love me, it's just that I was kind of... I mean, you were really small and could be carried out, and I was a little bit harder to sneak out with dwarves. They tried.
Oh.
There was beasties. I don't know if this is gonna make you hurt even more, but I was running with another one of the dwarves and we were behind you, and the things that came from the side, and the dwarf with me had a spear, so I chucked it at the thing. It didn't stop it entirely, but it gave it enough pause that it only got the dwarf's backpack, and it got really mad. But you got away! And just this little ghostly hug.
He'd try to wrap his hands around her if it
it kind of works. And you obviously don't want to wrap too tight, but
sounds like I owe you anything.
I wanted my little brother to see everything. And sometimes I get to see what you're doing, at least a little bit. So I get to see the things through you. And I like the little half-elf. You're making really good friends. I think I would have liked her. I also would have liked the flaily half-elf with a big bow.
She's something special.
She keeps you from being too serious all the time. I know that the monks were very, quiet and still as the river, but sometimes the rivers have rapids. You need rapids. You have rapids now. I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
I do kind of wish I could have tried the squidgy bears, though. Those look really neat.
I wish I could share it.
You're enjoying things. This is a thing. I can tell Mom and Dad that you tried to say hi. I don't know why. I don't know why it was me. Maybe because of the spear thing.
Maybe.
Or maybe maybe it's because everybody's got a mom and a dad, and they wanted you to know what other family you had. That was just me. And then there was you. Anything you want me to tell Mom and Dad?
Oh. So much.
Well, sum it up into something simple if you can.
Them, and now you, will always be in my thoughts.
Then, well, keep an eye. I don't think we can do much of anything, but we're watching and we're proud. And we're glad that you're seeing more than just a monastery. And we're glad that you got out safe and that you're finding some of our people and whole bunches of other people who are maybe showing that people coming in to visit isn't all bad. Because then they're not all gonna turn up and bring black gunk and wreck the place. Sometimes strangers are a good thing. Sometimes they become family.
No.
Also, say hi to the fairy dragon for me. I like the fairy dragon. The fairy dragon's adorable. It was too cold for fairy dragons where we used to live.
I'll be sure to do that.
And try lots of new things. For me?
For you.
Last little hug and she
Thank you so much.
out with a quiet, "You're welcome."
Yeah, I'm dead. I can't. I am so just. Oh, you have killed all of us at this point. Oh my
Take my arm
god.
and rip it out, why don't you?
Yeah, I'm like. Oh. I don't know about any of y'all, but I'm getting a drink after this.
I had already planned on
I
it.
am
Perhaps,
victorious.
perhaps we should wait before
after
I
she's
in the next
gone,
room, though.
he'll sit there for a moment, go into his bag, get one of the squidgy bears, and leave it where she was.
Oh my god! I love you, Antheus. That's amazing.
It's not a good day until you've reduced half the party to tears.
It's a party.
The party, the players, whatever. If you could do both. In any case, he leaves the squidgy bears.
When Ava comes out,
Vibrating.
Hazel detaches from Darwin and hug.
Alright, come here.
Woof.
And 5
She
audience.
actually realizes she needs it more than she thought.
and about 5 minutes after that, Furseth comes out. And I don't think he even understands that people can actually tell when he's been crying.
Detach. Hug.
Big ass dragon.
Yeah, big arm stretch.
Yeah, I basically like wrapped around his torso.
It goes like this, and I duck. Because I'm like, oh jeez.
I just wept.
I just picture Hazel leaping into Frost's arms like a la Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Terry
Little
Crews.
bit.
And you got Flatty sort of landing on Furseth's head and trying to wrap the wings around and going, Did you got somebody's name?
I
Draconic.
did.
You probably don't want to talk about it, but I'm gonna sit and hug your head.
And I'm just continuing to hug him and making meebling noises.
What is a meebling noise?
That's a meebling noise.
I love that all of us did it.
I regret asking.
You asked. I mean, be careful what you wish for. You said it.
For Ethan, it's revenge from Reba for the sonic screwdriver noise she had to put up with all last night.
Anyway. Anyway.
Yeah, I was already planning on drinking. Maybe we shouldn't go through that last door just yet, or down those stairs.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock.
Yes, well, I think that was in character for once.
Oh, sorry.
And
I didn't realize.
Alice is basically going, well, we are getting to a sort of a dinner point, and a lot of us probably need to shake off some frostbite and maybe, have a drink, maybe two. Let's not get rat-assed, okay? I see Darvin kind of reaching for the pad again. That's a new one on him. And we can check out everything else, like, because we can't see it, but the sun's going down out there. We've been at this a while. So let's. I mean, there's actually coals in there that are still burning. I have a feeling that if
And how exactly is that?
it's
Magic?
gods, you tit nibbler, really?
Have some faith! This from around Froseth still, because I'm attached to him.
So it's a little muffled.
I don't think anybody's gonna mind if we use the coals to cook on if it means not setting a fire on their floor. There is a general sense in the air of, yeah, okay, fair enough. So we make dinner, we get ourselves some rest, and we start with the search for information and everything fresh when we wake up. If nothing else, given it still doesn't want anything coming in, so them doors, if somebody tries to come through, are probably gonna shut down and make somebody else run through the bullshit we just did. So this is probably the safest place on the continent right now.
I was about to say, yeah.
Sounds good to me.
So let's get some
Praise
rest,
the gods for that.
and we'll deal with everything else in the morning. And out of character, we have come to that time, so we will carry on into week's time with the rest of it. And okay, I made you do yet another jumping puzzle and then emotionally tortured you for a while, but you love me anyway.
Yeah. And at least we had the option of foregoing the emotional torture.
Indeed.
I mean, I went
But
for
you knew
it.
some of us were going to go for it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Me at least. She knows you
And
know
me.
me how many years now?
Once again,
My
I say
backstory- my
congratulations,
backstory
you
basically
broke the
included-
dragonborn.
That was amazing.
My backstory basically required me to do it. So
Yeah,
Fair
so
enough.
and Darvin's in game stuff. To be fair, 3 of you, and I'm just so glad that you rolled halfway reasonably. The thing is, if it was higher than 15, you would have got more than one name.
Oh.
but then you'd have had to choose. Yeah.
Anyway, we will leave it. We will reconvene in 2 weeks' time for the rest of going through the Temple of Nerull.